Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the topic singularities and their classifications. First of all, we define zeros of analytic function. Suppose we are given a function f, which is the function of z. This is an analytic function. Then a zero of this function is a value of z such that f of z is 0. For example, if we are to find the zeros of this function, which is defined by z square minus 3z plus 2. If we factorize this expression, its factors will be z minus 1 into z minus 2. So its zeros are given by z is equal to 1 and z is equal to 2. Now, if a function f is analytic in a domain D and A is any point in the domain, then we can use Taylor's theorem to find the expansion of this function. So by Taylor's theorem, if we write the expansion about the point z is equal to A, that will be of the form f of z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity an z minus a whole raised to the power n. Here the coefficients an are given by the nth derivative of the function at the point a divided by n factorial. Now if we take a naught, a1, a2 up to a minus 1 is equal to 0 and the mth coefficient am not equal to 0, then from here differentiating m times and putting z is equal to a, we get f of a is equal to 0, f dash a is 0 up to m minus 1th order derivative. The value at z is equal to a is 0 and mth derivative of the function at z is equal to a, this is non-zero. So in this case we say that the function f has a zero of order m at z is equal to a. If m is 1, we say that the zero is simple zero of the function fz. In general, if we are to define the zero of order m, we can define it in the following way. Suppose we have the analytic function fz. We say that this function has zero of order m if it can be expressed in the form f of z is equal to z minus a whole raised to the power m into phi z. Here phi is an analytic function which is not equal to 0 at z is equal to a. And if m is 1, then we say that function has simple 0 at z is equal to a. So this is the definition of zero of order m for analytic function. Now next we define singular points of a function, or it is also called singularity of the function. Singularity of a function is that point at which function ceases to be analytic. For example, if we have the function given by 1 upon z minus 2, then the singularity of this function is obtained by putting z minus 2 is equal to 0. So z is equal to 2, that is the singularity of this function. There are different types of singularities. We will discuss them one by one. First kind of singularity is isolated singularity. Suppose we have the function f, which is a function of z. A point z is equal to a is called isolated singularity of this function if the function is not analytic at z is equal to a and the function is analytic in the deleted neighborhood of z is equal to a. It means there exists a neighborhood of the point z is equal to a containing no another singularity. So it means there is only one singularity which is at z is equal to a. Then we say that this singularity is isolated singularity. And next we define non-isolated singularity. The point z is equal to a is called non-isolated singularity of the function if the point z is equal to a is singularity, and every deleted neighborhood of z is equal to a that contains at least one singularity of the function, then we say that singularity is non-isolated singularity. For example, if you take the function defined by f of z is equal to 1 upon z minus 2, this function has only one singularity in the deleted neighborhood of z is equal to 2. So we can say that z is equal to 2 is isolated singularity of the function. Also, for the function f of z is equal to 1 by z, this function is analytic everywhere except at z is equal to 0, and therefore z is equal to 0 is an isolated singularity. Next example, for the function z plus 4 divided by z plus 1 into z plus 2 into z plus 3, its isolated singularities are given by z plus 1 is equal to 0, z plus 2 is equal to 0, z plus 3 is equal to 0. So this function has three isolated singularities at z is equal to minus 1, z is equal to minus 2, and z is equal to minus 3. These are the singularities of the function f of z. Another example, if you define the function 2 divided by sine pi upon z, then this function has infinite number of isolated singularities. These singularities are given by putting sine pi upon z is equal to 0. Now this implies that pi upon z is equal to plus minus n pi. It means 1 upon z is equal to plus minus n. So from here we get z is equal to plus minus 1 by n. And also z is equal to 0, that is also a singularity of the function, and this singularity is non-isolated singularity because every neighborhood of z is equal to 0 that contains infinite number of singularities. Now we can classify isolated singularities into various categories by using the Taylor's expansion for the function. Now, as we already discussed, if the singularity is isolated singularity, it means at z is equal to a, if we have isolated singularity, then in the deleted neighborhood of the point z is equal to a, the function is analytic. Hence, if we take any point z in the neighborhood, then by Lorentz expansion, the function can be written as f of z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity an into z minus a whole raised to the power n plus summation bn z minus a whole raised to the power minus n. This part is called principal part of expansion of the function f of z. Now we can classify isolated singularities in the three categories. First is removable singularity, second is pole, third is essential singularity. Now let us discuss them one by one. First kind of singularity, that is removable singularity. If the principal part of the function in the expansion, Lorentz expansion, if the principal part contains no term, it means bn is 0 for every n, then we say that the singularity z is equal to a, that is removable singularity of the function. So in this case, function can be written as in the expansion summation an z minus a whole raised to the power n. Here n varies from 0 to infinity. We can define removable singularity in the another way also, which is alternate definition. We say that the singularity z is equal to a is removable singularity of the function if the limit of the function exists finitely as z approaches to a. For example, if we take the function defined by f of z is equal to sine z upon z. Now at z is equal to 0, this function has isolated singularity. Now as z approaches to 0, the limit of this function sine z upon z, that is 1. Also The expansion of sin z is given by z minus z cube upon 3 factorial plus z raised to the power 5 upon 5 factorial and so on. Therefore, sin z upon z can be written as 1 minus z square upon 3 factorial plus z raised to the power 4 upon 5 factorial and so on. Now we can see that there is no negative power of z in this expression. So we can say that the singularity is z is equal to 0 is removable singularity of the function. Now next kind of singularity, that is pole. If the principal part in the Lorentz expansion of the function contains finite number of terms, suppose it contains m terms, then we say that z is equal to a, singularity is pole of order m of the function f of z. And if m is 1, we say that the pole is simple pole. Thus, if the function has z is equal to a, function has a pole of order m at z is equal to a, then its expansion will be of the form summation an z minus a whole raised to the power n, where n varies from 0 to infinity, plus summation bn z minus a whole raised to the power minus n. Here n varies from 1 to m, means the principal part contains only m terms. So the function has pole of order m at z is equal to a. There is another definition which is alternate definition. We say that the function f of z has pole of order n if it can be expressed in the form f of z is equal to phi z divided by z minus a whole raised to the power n. Here phi is analytic function which is non-zero at z is equal to a. For example, if we define this function, then we can see that it has pole of order 3 at z is equal to 5 and pole of order 2 at z is equal to 4. Now next type of singularity, that is essential singularity. If bn is not equal to 0 for infinite many values of n, it means principal part contains an infinite number of terms in the series of given by Lorentz expansion. So then the singularity is called essential singularity. For example, the function f of z is equal to e raised to the power 1 by z. The expansion for this function is given by the formula 1 plus 1 by z plus 1 upon 2 factorial into z square plus 1 upon 3 factorial into z cube and so on. So here we can see that principal part contains infinite number of terms, and therefore we can say that z is equal to 0 is essential singularity for the function, because the principal part contains infinite number of terms. So these are the classifications of the singularities, and tomorrow we will discuss some examples based on this.